I think there is a global humanitarian crisis that's happening, and we have to come together and we have to solve it. And you know,
does that include opening the borders to Syrian refugees in the U.S.?
That has to be part of the discussion, but that's not going to be enough in and of itself.
The president's daughter speaking to NBC News and striking a different tone on Syrian refugees than her father. The UN estimates 5 million refugees have so far fled the civil war in Syria. They have escaped to neighboring countries like Turkey and Jordan. Some have made it all the way to Europe and even beyond. But right now, 6.3 million Syrians are internally displaced, still trapped inside the Syrian borders. And for them, it's a daily struggle to even survive. They face the worst: chemical weapons, sarin gas, to daily barrel bombings that the UN estimates have already killed more than 400,000 men, women, and children. And when the bombs fall, the IEDs step down and set off, heroes from a group popularly known as the White Helmets are there to dig the victims out of the rubble. In October of 2014, the White Helmets dug for more than 12 hours looking for a 2-week-old baby after an airstrike hit Aleppo. And just as they were about to give up, they heard the baby crying.
هذا اعجازه يا رب يا الله تبارك اسمك. امه وينها؟ عطي امك المال. الله شوي شوي خالد عليك يا خالد. يا الله اعطوني هو يا شباب صحوني هيك. بس ثواني ابوسك ثواني عيسي يا اسيا.
In the video, they call him a miracle baby, and you can see the tears in the eyes of the rescuer after pulling this defenseless baby to safety. The man's name was Khalid Omar. That child is alive today, but Omar is not. He was killed in an airstrike in August. So far, the White Helmets have rescued more than 78,000 people, and this week they were given an award by Refugee International. Joining me, Her Majesty Queen Noor of Jordan, who presented that award to the White Helmets. Nice to see you.
Very nice to see you, and thank you for sharing those moving pictures and also the statements of the first daughter. Very true words.
It's interesting to see her jump into this and sort of take a position that has seemed, you know, very different than what her father has said.
I don't know about that, but I do know that what she said is true. It is a global humanitarian crisis, and over 60 million refugees and displaced people. You referred to IDPs, internally displaced people in Syria. Often they're forgotten, and only the focus is on those who have sought refuge in other countries like Jordan.
I mean to say her father was unkind towards the refugees, just that he has, you know, the whole refugee issue here in the United States. Tell me about the White Helmets.
They are heroes. They're extraordinarily brave. They rescue their fellow Syrians regardless of religion, regardless of politics. They are a non-zero-sum spirit that really reflects the best of the majority of the people of our region. That is the spirit of the people of our region. And I'm so happy that they're getting the recognition they deserve, and that people are seeing a true face of not only the people of Syria, but the people of Jordan and so many other countries in the region. These are people who were accountants, bankers, plumbers, lawyers. They represented Syrian society before the war broke out, and seeing what was happening to their fellow Syrians, they began to come together in different parts of the country, and then they found that they were doing the same kind of thing and joined together into a force of now over 3,000 people.
The people who the White Helmets rescue or try to protect every single day, they're the internally displaced people, but there are literally hundreds of thousands.
They're not all displaced. They're actually, these are their homes that they've insisted on staying in because those are their homes. But you're right, many of them are also displaced.
And then there are those who have gone to other nations, including the nation of Jordan. And I was in Jordan in December, and the Jordanians were quite welcoming, but it's been an incredible burden. Many Jordanians, including an economic burden.
Well, compassionate humanitarianism is in our DNA in Jordan, and it has been throughout history. We had a sudden influx of a 10% increase of our population with the Syrian crisis, and the government has found it difficult to provide services adequately to Jordanians and to refugees. So the international community has been very supportive and helpful, and with them we've arrived at a more sustainable developmental approach to this crisis.
Is it fair to say that, at least I think this, I've never met anyone who has been to a refugee camp who has ever forgotten it, because it is so painful what goes on in those refugee camps.
And outside those camps as well, among the refugees and others. No, you made a very good point. We were talking earlier about how the face-to-face contact with the reality of what is taking place, causing so much suffering for so many people, is irreplaceable. On the other hand, if you open your heart and your mind, as for example, the first daughter indicated that she had in her comments, you don't have to go to a refugee camp, but you do need to be open to the information that's coming in.
Your Majesty, nice to see you. It's been way too long. I visited you in Jordan 20 years ago this fall.
I wish I'd known you were there in December. Next time you come, will you let me know?
I will definitely do that. Thank you very much, Your Majesty.
Thank you.
Hey there, I'm Chris Hayes from MSNBC. Thanks for watching MSNBC on YouTube. If you want to keep up to date with the videos we're putting out, you can click subscribe just below me, or click over on this list to see lots of other great videos.